Good morning, friends, and welcome to the service of worship here at Narberth Presbyterian Church. We're glad that you've chosen to spend some time not only with the Lord this morning, but also with the people who call NPC home. As we get started, I'm going to share some items of interest from our shared life here at Narberth. It's a very different Memorial Day weekend, and as we remember and are thankful for those who have died in service to this country, please remember those who've died in this pandemic and pray for all who today are serving, not only in the armed forces, but also in those jobs which make our everyday lives possible during the time of COVID. Well, over 100 registrations have already been received for VBC Takeout. Woohoo! There's still time to register. See the weekly newsletter for details. A special treat today during our children's message will be a tribute to our military men and women from Danielle and a few of our Narberth Christian preschool children. If in the next few days or weeks you get a call from someone identifying him or herself as a deacon, it's true. We miss you, and we want you to know that you matter. So over the next few weeks, the deacons will be calling to check in and see how you're doing. Today, we'll be thinking together about the phrase, "Forgive us our debts." The other half of that part of the Lord's Prayer, "As we forgive our debtors," is too big to address in the same sermon. So Pastor Steve will pick it up in 2 weeks after Pentecost. And speaking of Pentecost, next week we'll be hearing the Acts passage in chapter 2 from a number of you in various languages. There will be other Pentecost surprises as well, so be sure to join us next weekend for worship. As we think of those we're remembering in prayer, John Kennedy's twin brother Jim died this past week. We extend our love and prayers to John and his family. Please also pray for the families of the many, many people who have died in this country due to violence. Certainly this can happen to anyone, but it is far more likely to happen to a person of color, as we've been reminded over and over again in the news. So when we pray for someone we don't know, like Ahmaud Arbery's family, we should also have in mind the people we do know, who live with that threat every day, and we should pray not only for their protection, but for the deep-seated heart change that will make them as safe as anyone else, and which will make us all safe together. Well, folks, there are 2 roses. That means 2 babies. Annabelle James Phillips and Hazel Grace Sherlock have arrived, and we look forward to meeting them as soon as it's safe to do so. And we sincerely hope that's before they start kindergarten. Thank you again for joining us for worship. Matt Culbertson has served in the United States Marine Corps, and his wife Amy is one of our beloved preschool teachers. So it's very appropriate that now our call to worship comes from their home.